Kevin Case here with Head Coach John Desko. Coach, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Kevin.
All right, we'll get right to it. Your program graduated a lot of guys last May, a lot of talent. Guys like Kevin Rice, Bobby Wardwell, Randy Stotts. So coming into this year, how different is it around here without that class of 2015?
Well, very different. You know, we practiced for about 5 weeks in the fall, and the last few years, fall was pretty easy because everything was in place for the last 3 and 4 years. All those returning players, and they knew the offense, they knew the rides, they knew the man up, they knew all aspects of the game because they had such experience. And this year, we looked at Dylan Donahue, and the other 5 guys are missing. They all graduated at the offensive end, so. It was different for us in fall ball, a lot of experimenting, a lot of getting to know the freshman players coming in, the returning players, and you had a couple transfers with Mariano and Paroli coming in. So a lot to figure out. We're still not there yet, even after 5 weeks in the fall. We've got a lot to do this spring, and that starts on Wednesday with 2-a-days.
You kind of alluded to where I wanted to go to. Lost the most really on offense. 5 of the 6 starters from that NCAA tournament in May are now gone. So besides Dylan Donahue, we know Dylan's ever consistent, always going to get his goals. Who are some other guys that we should be watching out for here come spring 2016? Well,
we're trying to figure that out. You know, I think right off the bat, you've got Nick Weston coming back, Timmy Barber that were on the second midfield. Gail Thorpe redshirted for us last year. He's a freshman, a local player. His father coaches, assistant coach of the women's team. A number of players. Sergio Salcido is back. Let me look at my list here. You got Derek DeJoe's back, Ryan Simmons, Matt Lane, all guys that have gotten a little bit of time here and there. Ryan Simmons really came on for us at the end of the year last year. And again, our transfers, Mariano and Paroli, and I already mentioned Barber. Jordan Evans comes back with a lot of experience in the midfield too, working him on attack. So those guys are the guys that remind us. And then Carlin, Ford, McKinney all redshirted last year. I think I mentioned Sergio Salcido really had a good fall for us. And the freshmen, Sam Romano, Riley O'Sullivan, Kevin Hutchings, and Nick Martin have all made some impressions this fall.
Yeah, so it sounds like a lot of guys in the mix for playing time there.
A lot of guys. Now we really need the cream to rise to the top right now.
Yeah. Moving to the defensive side of the ball now, you guys return a little bit more experience there, particularly at close defense. Jay McDermott, Brandon Mullins, even guys like Rolf D'Agostino. Is it possible that this team maybe could have a little more of a defensive identity because you have more experience on that side of the ball?
I'd really like it too. And you mentioned those 3 guys with Bobby Tate. A couple of our polls return. With Fusco and Furman. And then Swigert came in from California, is doing a nice job in the pole position. Some of the close defensemen could come up. I mentioned Nick Mellon in the press conference, along with Tate and D'Agostino and McDermott and Mullins. He had a really good fall for us. Really athletic, and Helmer, Diltz come in. Bomberry has come in as freshmen. All going to be names that you're going to hear about in the future.
And behind that defense, you guys will have a new starting goalkeeper this year. You sort of spoke about it a little bit in your press conference, but is it expected to be Warren Hill at this point, or is there still a little bit of a battle going on as we've seen in years past?
Well, I hope there's a battle still going on. I think Warren definitely comes out with the edge over the fall. I think especially in the save department, he was really solid. He did it in practice. He did it in the fall scrimmages that we had down in Annapolis in our alumni game. So, he's played well this fall, and we hope he's going to continue through the spring.
All right, last one for you, Coach. With so many new faces in key roles, what are kind of the expectations for this team this year?
Well, I think, we talked about Ben Williams in the press conference, Cal Paduta, guys that I think that can get us possessions after goals on the face-off. So we're looking to get some possessions, trying to get more possessions to our inexperienced offense to give them more touches so that we can keep getting better as the year goes on. And then we want to be solid defensively. We don't want to give up any easy ones, no silly mistakes at the defensive end of the field. And then when there's a crack in the lining at the defensive end, we need Warren Hill to step up and maybe Evan Malloy to step up and make those saves when there is a little crack in the lining.
Thanks so much, Coach. Head Coach John Desko. Thank you for joining us.
All right, thank you for having me.